Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Conversatile Podcast, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything with anyone and everyone. So, welcome to our first official podcast episode, I guess. So, today I am very lucky. I thought of, who am I going to ask first? And of course, no one else than my best friend. So, I'm joined with Robbie today. Hi, Robbie.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here.
I'm very glad that you actually agreed to do this. I know this is kind of out of both our comfort zones, but
definitely.
I'm glad you joined me. So Robbie, quickly introduce yourself to the listeners.
Okay, as you guys know, my name is Robbie. I'm 30 years old and I've been in Korea for 9 years now. I guess, or I know that this will be my last year. I definitely reached my peak. A lot of experiences. So yeah, we will see and we will talk about it.
Yeah, we will definitely get into that later. So me and Robbie met actually 6 years ago. Yeah, my first year when I came to Korea, we met and of course been friends ever since. So yeah, we actually have a lot more than one episode to talk about, so I'm definitely might have to invite you back in the future. So yeah, like I told you guys last time, I would love to hear from you. And so I got some email, or got an email here that I would love to read. So the email goes, "Hi Marnu, I'm very excited to see what you do with this podcast, and I'm proud of you. So first of all, thank you to who sent this. You know who you are. Can't wait to hear what you talk about and hear from your guests as well. So I have two questions. So this person firstly asks, would there ever be some Afrikaans episodes? I guess I could make some Afrikaans episodes.
I would love it.
Of course you would love it. Yeah, I mean, in the future I might make an English podcast or an Afrikaans podcast, a few episodes that talk about Afrikaans stuff. That could be fun. So you never know, we might do that. And then question number 2 was, what will you do on South African Heritage Day? So actually today is Heritage Day. I kind of forgot about it until last night. But yeah, we'll get into that. And then it says love C. So again, if you guys want to share something with me, ask questions or anything like that, remember to email me at at conversatilepodcast@gmail.com. All right, and if you don't want to share your name, you can just add it in the email and I'll keep it anonymous. So yeah, heritage. Let's go to the Heritage Day thing. So yeah, what do you think of Heritage Day? Or what do you know is Heritage Day for you?
Okay, well, in South Africa, Heritage Day is celebrated on the 24th of September each year, and it was first established in 1996. And is a day for South Africans to celebrate their diverse culture, heritage, and traditions. On this day, people are encouraged to embrace and appreciate the various cultures, languages, and traditions. And for me, for my family and I guess we usually got together and we, in Afrikaans as we call it, we had a braai. A braai.
Yeah.
A barbecue. And yeah, we all just gather and have fun, mostly, and talk with each other. And actually yesterday was kind of fun to celebrate Heritage Day.
In
I
Korea.
have not celebrated it for quite a while.
Yeah.
So it was kind of fun to celebrate it actually last night.
Yeah,
There were a lot of South Africans.
There
so
were, right?
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised at how many people showed up. It was quite packed.
Yeah.
I remember, I think it was 5 years ago at Nanji, the river campsite
yes.
place, where we had that big braai and people were dancing and playing Buddha sports.
Yes.
That was kind of fun. I do miss that, and of course then COVID
Happened.
COVID happened, and then we didn't have something like that again. But yeah, last night was kind of interesting. It was fun. We actually did get to have some braai food.
That's true.
And that was kind of delicious.
Yeah. I was so happy to eat South African food again, so yeah, that was amazing.
I was surprised at how affordable it was.
Yeah, it was actually not expensive.
Yeah.
For the amount of food we got, actually.
That was a big ass plate of food. That was a lot of food. I was stuffed after we ate that.
Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah, and it was also nice to see like people showing up in their rugby jerseys,
Oh yeah.
even though everyone in South Korea watched the rugby at 4 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
That I didn't
Like-
stick around for that.
No, me too. I was like,
Are you following the rugby at all?
I guess like since I moved to Korea,
Yeah.
I don't follow it much anymore. Like obviously when I call my mom, she will talk about it. I know that that they lost, so
That's-
by 2 points, I guess, or something like that.
That's the only thing I know is we lost
Yeah.
against Ireland.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, okay, I'm glad I did not stay awake until
Yeah,
4 a.m.
Wait
Imagine
until
that
14.
disappointment.
Well, win or lose, South Africans will probably drink and celebrate.
That is true. That is true.
So you've also been a teacher now in Korea for what, 9 years?
Nine
oh
and a half?
God, 9
Yeah.
years. Damn, I've
No,
been
8 and a
here-
half. 8 and a half.
8 and a
Almost 9. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been here 6.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. All right. So yeah, I mean, what was your experience like? You know, let's take it back from the beginning when you were in Gime area where we started off. What was your experience there teaching, and what did you think in your first year about being a teacher? Because I think that was your first teaching
Yes.
experience as well.
Well, I guess, as we know, in South Africa we do not speak much English, so that was the first challenge for me. And
Some of us.
some of us, okay. Well, for me, I did not speak
Well,
much
same.
English, but yeah, and I thought that like when I come to Korea, I assumed that like everyone will speak English, so I did not expect it to be that difficult to communicate
Yeah.
actually. So, but when I arrived in Changwon, it is, I will not say it's rural, but like it's kind of country-ish.
Yeah, country city.
Yeah, country city. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was challenging, I must say,
Mm.
especially for the first job. Like the kids, they cannot speak English,
Yeah.
and like just to communicate with them and to teach them something, it was kind of hard.
Yeah.
And I guess like because I was the only foreigner at that school,
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, so like it was kind of lonely.
Yeah.
Like you didn't talk with anyone during your work hours,
Yeah.
and they also did not make any effort to talk
to
with
you.
me. You
Been
know,
there- been there, done that.
So like that was kind of hard, I must say. But I learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
Well, at first I just thought like maybe it is their culture. They don't
Oh,
talk
yeah.
much. Because like I will, okay, this was actually funny. Like South African people are actually friendly.
Yeah,
in
we
general,
are, we
you
are.
know, like
We talk to anyone.
Yeah, you will talk to a stranger, and
That's like when growing up, your mom and dad would go into a supermarket,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, "We're just gonna get milk and eggs."
right?
4 hours later, they come out with only the milk. They forgot the eggs, and they were just talking to people
Yeah.
in the supermarket for hours. Yeah,
That is
very
true.
South African.
So like, I was walking on my way to school actually, and I made eye contact with a Korean, obviously, and I was smiling because like I was like, I'm gonna be friendly, and I wanted to say like hi, because they made eye contact, and that time I realized
No.
you should not do that.
No.
Do not make eye contact, and you should not just greet any stranger
Yeah.
you see on the streets, So yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on in here? And
These
like,
people are unfriendly.
and especially where I stayed,
Yeah.
there were not a lot of foreigners, so obviously they always stared at me.
Yeah, because you
Rare.
are like a rare gem
Right.
in the middle.
Yeah, I was
a
like,
very unique thing for them to see each day.
yeah, so like that was kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it was okay. Yeah, and then like started to make friends, and after I went to some bars there,
Mm.
I got so comfortable there, really comfortable,
I
and
know.
like, right?
Maybe too comfortable sometimes.
Yeah, too comfortable.
We got a bit too comfortable at some of those
True.
bars, but it was
Yeah, and then like it just went better.
yeah,
It got better.
Yeah.
It just got better each day, and then like the first year went by too fast,
Yeah, right.
and then I was like, okay, one more here,
9
And
years
now,
later.
it's like 9 years later, but I guess like yeah, I decided like
Yeah.
I definitely reached my peak, and it's time like for a new chapter in my life.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree. I think I had a very similar experience because I also was the only foreigner.
Yeah.
In my first school, I remember, it did get lonely quite fast.
Yeah.
But one thing that actually kind of saved my
Yeah.
first year was that in Changwon, the area where we lived, there were just so many South Africans. Like
Yeah,
I
that is
remember my
true.
cousin lived there.
Yeah.
A year after I was there, my other cousin came there as well. I had like two cousins, and it was just like so many South African foreigners there, and that was always a good time, like hanging out with all the South Africans, and
Yeah.
it did kind of, we did have a like nice little community there.
Mm.
Yeah, and then in 2018 we moved to Seoul.
Gimpo.
Gimpo to be exact. Yeah, we moved there, and then by very weird chances, we actually ended up in the same building, two doors
doors away.
away from each other, teaching
Yeah.
at different schools. So that was just the cherry on top for me
Yeah.
that year. Is like just to have you, close by.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
and-
was pretty good. And then we always had like, like a little hedgy.
A little heji,
Haejanguk.
Haejanguk. For those of you who don't know Haejanguk, it's like this. They call it a hangover soup,
Yeah.
but it's kind of a stew.
Stew,
Where
yeah.
it's like like pork meat
Yeah, pork meat with
and
some veggies.
vegetables and rice and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, we had a place across from our home that was freaking amazing, and they were open 24/7.
Yeah.
So that made it even better if you're like getting home from the clubs
Mm.
and you need a little boost before you go to sleep.
That is true.
that
Yeah.
was great. And yeah,
man.
now we're here. Like now you live in Jamshil.
Yeah, Jamshil.
I live in Guanok, which is now an hour away from each other,
Yeah.
which sucks, but we still make time,
Time.
to hang out and stuff and see each other. So yeah, I want to know though, speaking of like teaching in Korea, you mentioned, not smiling at someone.
Yeah.
How do you think like our culture in South Africa, except from being friendly,
Yeah.
how do you think, or how much difference do you think there is between Korean culture, social culture, and South African social culture?
Well, I think the nightlife in Korea is definitely nice. It's much better than South African nightlife. When you go out and drink, you do meet a lot of Koreans,
Yeah,
and that time is actually like kind of fun.
fun. Yeah,
But I must say, like, usually it's just like a 1 day friend.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not like a
a
friendship you
long-term
will
friendships.
build on. So like I do enjoy that about Korea. For South African nightlife, social life.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I was university student at that time, and then like I graduated and came to Korea. So like it's kind of similar
Yeah.
ish, can I say? But I guess one thing like what is like strange for me, can I say, is how they treat girls in a club.
Oh,
How they approach. So like for South Africans, if you like this girl,
if you got game.
you will like approach her and you will be like, "Hi, my name is
Yeah.
blah blah," and they're like,
No.
can I buy you a drink, or like, do you want to dance?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
because like
ask-
we soaking,
yeah,
like
we
it's like
ask people to
bottom.
dance.
Yeah, and then like during that dance session, like you talk with each other, and like
Yeah.
if there's chemistry, I don't know, like follow each other on Instagram, and like in
Or
Korea-
home.
or let's go a little bit watch Netflix. I don't know.
Netflix and
chill. In Korea though, like the guys, they just grab the girls.
Yeah.
I feel like the girls have no say.
It's very aggressive.
Yeah, they are so aggressive, and I was really shocked the first time I saw it. I was like, should I help the poor girl? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And they just like go with it.
Yeah, I found it weird, like what they call the clubs, hunting clubs.
Yeah, hunting
That was
clubs.
like that was the weirdest thing my first year when I learned like there are clubs where you go to specifically with the goal of I want to hook up or
Yeah.
I want to meet someone. That was kind of weird for me. I was like, well, where we studied in Potchefstroom, Pukka,
Yeah.
where we studied. I was kind of the same thing, but we didn't have a name for it. Like,
Yeah. But I guess like if you think of it, like any bar or any club
It's
is
basically,
basically
a hunting ground.
yeah. So
A hunting ground for horny men.
for hurting.
All right. So speaking of university, we actually went to this, and still up to this day, I can never believe this. We went to the same university. We actually had quite a bit the same circle of friends.
Mm.
We went to the same parties, same events and stuff, but we never actually met each other.
That is true.
And I can't remember for shit seeing you on campus ever.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
I mean, of course, there's so
Like,
many people. But
Yeah, but like the weird thing is that we definitely been at the same parties.
yeah, that's
Like at that time, I
and
don't
very
know.
specific events where
Right?
there weren't a lot of people. Actually,
Yeah. So like I don't know what it's this in English exactly. Wembia komitea.
oh yeah, like the orientation committee of
Yeah,
of the university.
So I was on that committee, and like I actually went to your
you actually went to the
frat
party.
house dorm whatever,
Yeah,
like the
dormitory.
party, and I did not see you there.
Yeah.
And I know like at that night, I guess there were like 2 dormitories and the
Yeah, it was I think
committee.
yeah, it was 2 other girl sororities or
Yeah.
girl dormitories, whatever you want to call them, and us and you guys.
Yeah. So like
There wasn't a lot of people.
yeah,
It was
and,
busy,
like,
but not that
yeah,
bad.
it was busy, but like, and I still didn't meet you. You know.
That was
Yeah.
weird. Like when we actually started, like talk about college. I remember there was one day or one night where I think we went out drinking, and we came back and we sat outside a convenience store. And I think that was the very first time things clicked for me. Like, oh, this is gonna be a good friend.
Yeah.
Is we were sitting. It was fucking freezing outside. It was like -9 outside.
Yeah.
We were sitting outside a convenience store at 5 a.m. in the morning, being drunk, drinking coffee, and eating gimbap, like the triangle gimbap.
Yeah, that's right. One.
And just talking about college, I think, or like university. We just talked about actually the people we met and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Like when I found out we went to the same parties, we knew the same people.
People,
But yeah,
you never like actually met each other.
yeah. Do you? I mean, I wonder if sometimes if we actually met, like you know, how it would have been
How it-
different.
Yeah,
That would have been interesting.
true.
Now, also like in Korea, one of the reasons I am thinking of like leaving Korea is definitely language barriers, right?
Yeah.
So I know you've studied a bit of Korean. You are actually able to communicate fairly well. I'm able to say hello, buy cigarettes, and say goodbye. That's my
Yeah.
my Korean, you know, or tell the taxi to stop.
Yeah.
that's my
여기요 괜찮아요.
여기 괜찮아요. That's my repertoire of Korean that I
Yeah.
have. What do you think about like the language barrier? Has it ever been like a really serious problem for you, or just like an annoyance, or what?
I don't think that there was ever like a big problem for me, but I guess like, especially like if you go to some hospitals,
Oh yeah, definitely.
that can be a problem because like I mean I'm not a doctor. I mean, like when
I'm
they
barely a teacher.
yeah,
How can I be a
you know.
doctor?
So like when they like diagnose you with something, they use these
Oh, the medical
big
terms.
words, yeah, the medical terms, and I'm just like,
The
I don't
fuck?
know what it is.
The
you
fuck
know?
are you talking
yeah.
about? Yeah.
So like, that was like, or still
Yeah, it is
can
kind
be a
of.
problem for me.
I
And
must
like,
say
we
that
need to do
is-
the health checks,
Health
like
checkups,
each
yeah,
year,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And even there, they don't speak English
Yeah.
to you.
It's very
Well,
rare.
it's okay. Like I just follow them, but like then they just start talking to you about all of this stuff, and like you need to fill out this form, which is in Korean.
Yeah.
Out there with my phone translating
Translating
what's going on.
everything.
It takes me like 1 hour to fill in the
Yeah.
form, so like that is kind of annoying
Yeah.
for me. And then another thing is like when you go to the bank.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I take a Korean with me.
So like
I just grab the closest Korean
Yeah.
and say, "Let's go. We're going to the bank today.
Today's bank
We're
day."
going on an adventure. You're going to the bank."
So like yeah, I had like problems with that because my Korean is definitely not that good to be
Yeah.
able to talk to them like at the bank. You
Yeah,
know? Like,
fluently.
yeah, like my Korean is like when I drink. You know?
You're drinking Korean.
Yeah, you know, like I guess when I'm a little bit tipsy, a little drunk,
Get
you
more
know,
fluent.
I get more fluent. I guess the confidence grow, you know. I don't know. So yeah, I guess that is the biggest annoyance for me
Yeah.
about the language barrier.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Like, especially, so I think for the first 2-3 years, I always thought of it like, oh, it's amusing. I don't know how to speak your language, but now I think it's becoming more and more an issue for me.
Yeah.
Especially recently when I had to go to a hospital, like you said, hospitals, the banking especially. Because some schools require you to have a very specific bank account, and if you
Yeah.
move to that company or that school, you need to go change everything
Everything.
that you've like
Yeah.
worked on. No, I agree, 100%. The administrative stuff in Korea,
Yeah.
that's hard, and also the tax thing. Like when you have to do tax
That is
refunds,
true.
and that's a nightmare because half of those websites don't translate into
Like,
English.
if it translates, like
It's
sometimes
horribly-
it's not right, you know, like so
Horribly
still I cannot
translated.
understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, do you think communication? Earlier, you mentioned the kids not really understanding you, or they aren't able to like speak Korean. Do you think that there's like a how can I say, like a language barrier, even with teaching, and or how do you think that language barrier affects your teaching style, maybe, or something like that?
Well, I think down south in Changwon, the kids do not have that much pressure, can I say, from their parents. So
yeah.
there it was definitely like kind of difficult to communicate.
Yeah.
And at that time, I couldn't speak much Korean.
Yeah.
So like obviously I just had them finish their work,
Yeah.
which was easy, and most of the times it was just like tracing or like answer where,
Yeah.
what, who, you know. And like after that I played games because we could not have like a conversation,
Yeah.
and even though they were like middle school students, their English was
Very low level.
very limited.
Yeah.
I guess it was limited, or like maybe they were tired. I mean, like they do go to school at the
Maybe.
morning, and then like when
Yeah.
it gets like late afternoon, maybe
You
they're
know,
tired.
I don't want to say you're dumb, but you're dumb. That kind
That
of.
is true. That is true.
Oh, shame.
And then like up here, especially in Seoul,
Oh, God.
the kids are pressured a lot.
Yeah.
So for now, I'm a kindergarten teacher, kindergarten, elementary, and my kids, they know
What's up?
enough
They know
English.
what's up.
Yeah. So I can actually have like a conversation with some of them,
Yeah. Mm.
and they understand. But like obviously, they are still kids and like 6,
Yeah, like,
5
they're
years
babies.
old. You
They're
know.
5, 6 years
Yeah.
old. We were not even in school yet.
Exactly. So like, yeah, I need to teach them how to write essays. I
And
mean,
yeah.
like they are so young,
And that in a second language as
and
well.
that in a second language. So I feel like definitely more pressure
Yeah.
up here in Seoul.
I agree. Like Seoul is very competitive. For
Yeah.
those of you who don't know, like Seoul is ridiculously competitive.
Yeah.
Like kids compare themselves to each other. Like the parents compare their kids to their, neighbor's friends or neighbors' kids. It's very, very competitive, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of pressure on the kids.
And it's
to
actually
do well.
sad,
It is.
It is really sad. Like, I mean, English is my second language as well, and I
Yeah.
never got that much pressure from
Same.
my parents to be able to talk.
I mean,
English,
Our
you
parents
know?
can barely speak English.
Exactly.
Sorry, mom, but our
Yeah.
our parents can barely speak English.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess that is also like one reason why I feel that I definitely reached my peak.
Yeah.
I think like it's kind of against my moral
Mm.
as a person to give that much pressure to kids.
Yeah, I agree.
So, and I,
Especially at that age. Like,
yeah, like I cannot, like they are supposed to play, not study
Yeah.
from 9 to 3.
I mean, that time I played
You
with
know?
cars and blocks
Exactly.
and
They
climb
have-
trees and
They don't have time to like discover
eat
themselves
children.
as a kid.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, like, I cannot go higher as I am now. Like, I'm already
Yeah.
the head teacher. So, I mean, like, I think I'm ready for the new chapter.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of new chapters, so what do you think is your future plans, let's say in the next 2-3 years? What do you want to do?
So, I have 3 ideas, can I say, for when I move back to South Africa.
Yeah.
Well, definitely it's gonna be in Cape Town. That is 100%.
Same.
So, like, I studied marketing and tourism management, and I did my honors in tourism marketing.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess like when I go back to Cape Town, I will definitely look
Try.
into like the tourism industry.
Yeah.
I think that will be fun. Maybe event planning or like
I mean, you're
hotel
You're a
management.
very charismatic person, so I can definitely see you like in hotel management or
Yeah.
doing tourism stuff, and I think that
Yeah, and
would
I think Cape Town is definitely the perfect spot,
place to be.
like
Yeah.
for those kind of things. Otherwise, I do enjoy teaching. I
Mm.
must say, like, I really do enjoy it. I can look into it to become a teacher in South Africa
Yeah.
as well, because I guess, or I know, if it is still the same, if I return,
Yeah.
that, like, they do not get that much pressure.
Pressure, yeah.
So,
No, definitely. That's the pressure in Korea
Yeah.
is you can't compare it to how we grew up and how we went to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so like,
And the third option.
and the third option
Live in a
is
box under a bridge.
no.
Sell your body for money.
That is the last
That's
option.
option 4.
Yeah, maybe option 4.
Option 4. Become a hooker. Sorry.
Oh,
a-
yes.
A sex worker.
A sex worker.
That's the correct term we have to use. A sex worker.
Yeah, maybe I can do that for a year and then I'll be the pimp.
Turn into the pimp.
Yeah, then I'll be
Nice.
the pimp. Third option, like, this is just like an idea. Definitely thinking of flight attendant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
I hate flight. That's never gonna work.
that is something I was thinking of, like, since I was really young.
Yeah.
Actually, my dream was to be a pilot. Yeah, actually. But, like, when you are young, you have all of those dreams, like, it never actually works out. It's great to dream,
I
though.
wanted to
Please
become
dream,
a
guys. you
marine
should.
biologist while living in the middle of a countryside desert. I wanted to become a marine biologist. Now I'm a teacher.
Yeah, so, like, I will definitely look into that.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm in a relationship now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard as well, like, but we do not know what will happen in the future.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
So
speaking
those are
of,
3 options.
yeah, I mean, definitely, like, some people know this already, but I'm also planning on leaving next
Yeah.
year. I think around August, September, when my current contract ends. But I'm also like, it's Cape Town or nothing. It's Cape
Yeah.
Town or I stay here.
Yeah.
I do think just like how we gotten used to like the way of living in Korea. I think the closest would be Cape Town,
Cape
and
Town,
I know
yeah.
it is very expensive there. But hey, so is Seoul. Seoul is
Yeah, true.
hella expensive. But yeah, I'm also like thinking of just sticking to teaching. I mean, I never wanted to become a teacher,
Yeah.
but when studying psychology, I thought like, okay, child psychology, educational psychology, and early child development, whatever. I might still do that in the future when
Yeah.
I'm not so lazy. But yeah, I've always thought like, okay, if I'm gonna be a teacher, I want to be a biology teacher.
Yeah.
Or like now in South Africa, they call it life science. I
Life
think.
science.
Yeah. So I mean, that's definitely like what I have one option. It's that or I'm just staying in Korea because I think
Yeah.
I've gotten too comfortable here. And
Yeah.
also I think I need a new challenge and just go back to our people, our language.
Yeah.
Just living kind of a normal life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it feels like we're not living a normal life here.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I feel like coming to Korea, we were both really young. So, this is more for young
Young.
people.
I also-
I don't know how
I
to
also-
explain it, but like now I'm 30, turning
Yeah.
31 in 2 weeks.
Oh, God.
You
Oh,
know, like
Thanks for reminding me. When I got your present, it's actually hidden in my house somewhere.
oh,
Yeah.
excited.
It's not wrapped yet. Probably won't be.
Yeah, like I have nothing against people who are here with in their older
yeah, yeah.
age. It's just for me,
Personally,
I
yeah.
feel like I need to start building
A future.
a future.
Yeah.
Like, we do not get pension
Oh yeah,
while
that's
we are
true.
here in Korea, and I'm 100% sure that I won't be able to be a teacher until I'm 60 years
60s,
old.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
That's
then
true.
what? So like, I think definitely moving back will be the best. It is
Yeah.
definitely scary. I mean, like, I
Yeah,
need to start
for-
at the bottom again. Like, I've been in Korea for so long.
Yeah.
Everything is here.
We talked about it the other day.
Yeah.
I did call someone in South Africa and I said, I'm kind of scared because going back now, it does feel like we have to kind of start our whole adult life
Yeah.
from the start. Because nothing we have here we can actually,
Take
take with
back,
us.
yeah.
So you can, but it's going to be hella expensive.
Yeah.
And it takes months to get there. So yeah, I get that 100%. I'm also a bit scared, like, you're starting your whole life, adult life.
Adult life.
Not
yeah.
that I can call myself a proper adult, but start my whole new adult life in South Africa is definitely scary.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you. Before we end, is there a place where people can find you? I know we're not super famous or we're not celebrities.
Not yet.
Not yet, not yet. Like if someone wants to maybe follow your Instagram or socials.
Yeah, sure. Like, you guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is robbie.franke. If you're not sure, you can just look at the description below. I'm sure
yeah.
Marley will be so kind to put it there.
I will.
Yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and I hope to talk to you guys soon about any topic.
Yeah. Well, I will definitely. Of course, I'm gonna have you back. So yeah. Well, speaking of the description below, guys, always really nice seeing your guys' comments. So please comment down below, like the video, share it with your friends, and stick around because I have more interviews or more conversations coming. So yeah, and also remember to email your stories, email me questions or just your thoughts and opinions through an email at conversatilepod@gmail.com. I realized earlier I said podcast. It's not. It's conversatilepod@gmail.com. Email me your stories. Email me anything that you want to talk about. And as always, stay curious, stay versatile, and keep the conversation going. See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.